Hi everyone, I'm Margarita Muradova, a personal stylist and fashion consultant from Kyiv, Ukraine. And in today's video, we're going to talk about something that's going to be really in fashion in the next year, 2023, and something that's going out of fashion totally, so something that we're ditching in 2023. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's start with a negative and end with something sweet. So let's start with something that we're ditching in 2023. So the first thing is definitely clogs. So clogs were very in 2021 and then 2022, but this year is the year that they're going out of fashion. First of all, trends that are not that wearable, trends that are not that comfortable for the everyday life usually end up going out of fashion really fast. So these kind of still stayed a little bit more than I expected, yet they're going away for sure. They're going away for the next 5 to 6 years. So I wouldn't necessarily say don't wear them, but if you're thinking of purchasing and going into this trend, especially if you're going for the higher price point, I definitely think you should slow it down and wait a couple of months and then see how you feel then, because by that point I'm pretty sure they're going to be out of fashion. And clogs are really cool in terms of styling because they look like a piece of the 18th, 19th century, something out of Holland. They look really nice in terms of style comparison because they have a balance to them. They add something very like rustic to a look. And for example, like a couple of days ago, I styled clogs for my home casual look with sweatpants, cargo sweatpants, and a plaid shirt, and that looked pretty cool if I do say so myself. But still, they're pretty unpractical, so they're amazing in terms of styling for like a fashion shoot, for like a street style, whatever, but for the everyday life, especially for people who are walking a lot and like on their feet a lot, they're so unpractical because they're slippery, especially in winter. It's absolutely impossible to walk in them. Second of all, they're kind of heavy, especially if they're like wood filled, so all of them are wooden, not only like the outside and then they're empty inside. And also, they're not very stylable with your everyday, not so casual pieces, because if you think of styling them with something very evening-like, they would fail in that direction because they're just not up to the game, if you know what I mean. So I feel like clogs are definitely something that are going to be out of style for 2023, and there's so many cool options to support this specific area if you still need like a bit of height, a bit of comfort, a bit of like oomph to your look. This could be a platform, because still platforms and like huge chunky platforms are very in for 2023. So just make sure you stock up on them in different ways. For example, like platform boots, platform shoes, platform loafers, etc. Those are going to be very in for the next year. So just get rid of clogs if you're feeling they're kind of like swamping your life, and definitely don't buy into that trend at the moment and see how you feel a couple of months. And the next trend we're ditching in 2023 are tennis skirts and sport-like wear, especially tennis-like wear, and those were very popular by the end of 2021 and then the whole of 2022. And think sporty and rich, think Lacoste, whatever. So those things were very variable, especially if you're living in the United States, especially in LA. Those were the things women wore, especially girls, styled with sneakers, styled with socks, etc. So they had their moment. This is definitely like a very passing trend and definitely not something we're gonna hold on to, especially because this like sport chic style is something we've been keeping in our lives and holding on to for the last 5 years. So sport chic is definitely going on the back burner, and to the forefront, we're expecting to go something more classy and something even more sexy and daring, and definitely more grungy. So if you're still willing to go into that very comfortable look and lean into that, I'd suggest go into the grungy style and plaid shirts, something ripped jeans, etc., and not like very sporty, because those sweatpant looks that were pretty much in for the whole COVID period, and those tennis skirts are definitely very specific to the 2022, and they're definitely not in style for the next year. But still, mini skirts and micro mini skirts are definitely in. So if you're still willing to explore that area, go for the mini skirts, go for the micro belt-like skirt, but not the tennis-like skirt, just something more classy, more daring, more grungy, more sporty, more rock. So like a leather mini skirt would definitely work for you, and it's going to be even more like versatile in terms of styling and working with different parts of your wardrobe. The next trend we're ditching is a total bold colored look. So something very, very bold in terms of each and every piece in your outfit. So very bold, like fuchsia pants, and then deep orange top, and then red shoes, and then a green bag. So something very crazy in your face. Those were ditching for 2023. Those were definitely in for the last couple of years, and people explored that option a lot. And now we're going into the more muted area of things that are in the middle, things that are kind of like sheer, pastel-y, but not like girlish or bubblegum pink pastel-y, but more on the muted side, so something very calm, and exploring that option as opposed to a bold, a lot of color in your face look. You still can definitely for sure wear bold colors, but just mix them with something that's going to kind of dial them down and make them look more kind of relaxed and easygoing as opposed to like very crazy in your face. And this is the aesthetic that we're going for the 2023. So you've seen a lot of like crazy prints and colors, etc. for the last couple of years, but as usual, as always with fashion and the fashion pendulum, it ends up going back and forth. So for something very opposing and something very crazy, we're going to the other end of the spectrum. So at this point, we're finally, actually, I'm really happy about that, going to something more calm and relaxed. So something not that in your face, and something that's more of a je ne sais quoi approach, just like the French women do. And the last trend we're ditching for 2023, I'm actually really happy about the fact that we're ditching this trend, and this one is Avant basic style. Think 60s hallucinogenic, bold colored, crazy, weird prints, and think of a whole total look created out of those prints. Think crazy 60s hallucinogenic look in a total look, very colorful, very in your face, etc., etc. And this is the trend that you've seen, I think, for the last couple of years for sure. Knitted vests, printed pants, skirts, dresses, tops, and not only one piece of a look is like this. The whole look is like this. And some people's like Instagrams and their aesthetics and their styles are totally based around this aesthetic. And as usual, just like the fashion pendulum does, it goes back and forth. So it's time for this trend to dial down. It's time for the next big thing to come around. And the next big thing for 2023 is definitely something more ragged, something more mature, because this one, the Avant basic style, is more like boyish, girlish, like teenagey, and grungy or daring or dramatic or dark is definitely something more grown up. So this is what we're going for. Still relaxed, still comfortable, still kind of crazy, but on a more mature level. Me personally, I definitely do prefer that aesthetic because it's more explorable. It's definitely more interesting in terms of styling. It definitely gives more depth to a look. It's not so obvious in your face kind of style. And let's go to the things that are in for the next year. So something definitely worth investing in, or at least exploring. The first thing is 90s square bag. So think something that Gwyneth Paltrow or Julia Roberts or Kate Moss wore in the 90s in their street style. This is the bag that we're going for, and this is the bag that you've seen in the Prada runway. It's a beautiful bag. It's very timeless, actually. It works with everything. This could work for day and night. This could work for jeans and a t-shirt. This could work for a night out, for a cocktail dress, etc., etc. It's very, very structured and beautiful, and gives a structure because it's structured. It gives some structure to your look, even if the look is very relaxed and like shapeless, basically. So I definitely feel like this trend, this specific 90s style bag, is going to stay with us for the next couple of years. So if you're thinking of a bag to invest in for the next year, this is definitely it. This is the it bag of the season and of the year. This is going to be very appropriate for your work day, because it could be a bigger bag on a bigger side. This could be a smaller one for the night out. So this could work for each and every person out there because it's so versatile and it's so basic. It's basic enough to work for each and every wardrobe. And the next trend we're appreciating the next year and leaning into is a crazy one, definitely. It's a sexy one and absolutely daring. It's a micro tube top. So something that keeps your upper half kind of just covered enough to pass the, the filter of an Instagram, to not be, scammed, to not be reported by Instagram like rules, etc., etc. So this gives room enough for some fantasy, but not like a lot of fantasy, because it basically just covers like a small sliver of your skin on your upper half, on your up top. Still, it looks really cool, and if it's styled well, it could look actually still pretty classy. So for example, something I would explore in terms of styling, I would style this micro tube top with something very oversized down below, so something like a baggy, ragged, grungy style jeans, like very oversized, or oversized pants, or a maxi bigger skirt that starts down the belly button. So something that's going to be pretty covered down below is definitely going to kind of balance out the nakedness of your upper half. And I feel like if you're adding like a blazer or a cardigan or like whatever up top, or like for example a shirt that's going to serve like a cardigan, so basically an unbuttoned shirt, you could definitely dial down the nakedness and the provocative nature of the top and still look pretty cool. And I feel like these tops would definitely work for the summer, obviously, but also for nights out, for a party, for the everyday life during the summer, for spring, for an event, whatever. So this is definitely for the riskier people, but I feel like this one is definitely worth exploring because it's so daring and cool. And the next trend we're going to talk about is a yellow wash denim that is definitely leaning into that Y2K 2000s aesthetic. And if you ask me, yes, Y2K aesthetic is still with us and it's still staying for the 2023, so just bear with it if you already or still hate it. And these kinds of denim I'd go for if I'd wear something pretty like provocative up top. And the denim I'm thinking is something maybe oversized, but also something pretty body hugging, inspired by Britney Spears's Hit Me Baby One More Time video. So something pretty shape kind of complementing, and something that hugs you in the right areas, and something that goes like a bell bottom, so something like a flared yellow wash jeans, low-waisted, with a tube top, with a blazer over it, with a heel. This could be a look. This could be something like Bella Hadid would wear, or Gigi, whatever. So this is definitely also on the risque side, but could be worn in a casual way, for example, with a long sleeve, with a very classy blazer, with a loafer. And then the only kind of crazy risque bracket thing that is going to be going on are those jeans. So this is going to be balanced out properly. And the next trend that is going to be definitely in 2023 is crystal everything. So picture skirts, dresses, tops, vests, blazers, outerwear, accessories, bags, shoes, each and every piece covered with crystals, and not just like mini crystals, but something very out there in your face. And I feel like this trend is really, really cool because it could elevate a very basic piece, for example, like a basic blazer or a basic heel, whatever. I'd go for something, for only one piece that is crystal covered in a look, if you're going for something pretty wearable for the everyday. And if you're going for that like street style over the top aesthetic, go all out, take everything and cover it in crystals, do you, girl. It looks really amazing. It brightens up the look. It looks really festive. And definitely, I feel like this is the most festive thing in this list. And definitely, I feel like this would work amazingly for the upcoming New Year's celebration. So if you're thinking of something to wear or like options to wear for this New Year's 2023 celebration, I'd definitely go for something crystal covered, or at least like an accessory that's like covered in crystals, because it's festive, it's cool, it's beautiful, it's very chic, and if it's not done over the top, so not the whole look is covered in crystals, it could look pretty timeless and elegant. So let me know in the comments below which is a no trend for you for the 2023, and also which is a trend you would like to embrace in 2023. And this is it for this video, and bye.